There are a lot of Teddiursas, and one will be chosen to be the coolest. And that's also the first Teddiursa I've caught on this save file, and immediately I'm under attack. Yes, this is why I stopped uploading for months. It took me months to come up with this idea. I'm immediately being ambushed by another Teddiursa. But why can't I use R with a line over it? G is banned too? This is so sad. I'm restricted to boring normal letters. I'm lagging so much. This Teddiursa looks like faraway Mario in 64. Alright, we have our contestants. Alright, there is Blaine the Butterfly, who is not a butterfly, with no mark, mild nature, charm, rest, snore, and thrash, and quick feet. We have Orange, who is heavily corrupted, literally insane, not fit for competition, but somehow managed to join anyway, with pickup, gentle nature, and no mark. Next up is Azure, relative of Orange, actually sane and fairly signed up, with quick feet and a timid nature. With actually they all have the same moves. I don't know why I mentioned that for the first. And then the guy who doesn't know what's going on. Yeah, this one just doesn't know what's going on. It just kind of stumbled into the competition. So it has a partner, Knowledge Guy, who will give it the knowledge when requested. So, the first one of them to win a battle against any of the Pokemon in this forest wins. But it has to be one of the same Pokemon. Alright, the Teddiursa Olympics begins. Starting with Blaine the Butterfly fighting this Scyther. Blaine, with his mild nature, decides to go for a Thrash, unaware of the swords dances that Scyther can pull off, rapidly upping its power. Scyther uses X-Scissor and a direct hit, instant loss. And next up, Orange, who is... I hope Orange doesn't win this. Wait, no, that's not Orange. That's Azure. And with Thrash, she surely will do better than Blaine, doing the exact same thing. And there's a Thrash. Air Slash! But Azure has built up higher defenses than Blaine and goes for a Thrash, but is now confused. And now, Azure, in her confusion, has to sleep properly while also confused. This seems to be a successful attempt. If Azure can just clutch this up with a single attack. But Scyther used Swords Dance. It got greedy and used Swords Dance again. It looks like Azure is going to be... No! Her confusion carries through into her sleep! And she hurts herself in confusion. No! It's not over yet! Scyther uses X-Scissor. And there's another contestant down. Next is Orange, who immediately uses Charm. This does not prove successful in the slightest. And this leaves one, the guy who has no clue what's going on. Him, having no clue what's going on, decides to randomly pick his move. I must open a random number generator to see what happens next. Question mark, question mark, question mark, uses rest, not knowing what to do. Air Slash! It does no damage! Rest. As question mark, question mark, question mark's health goes back to full. And question mark, question mark, question mark decides to use rest again, while Scyther uses Swords Dance. This does not look good. Question mark, I'll just call him Questiony, decides to use Snore. Scyther goes for an air slash. It does no more damage than before. Snore does abysmal damage, while Questiony decides to use it again. Questiony woke up though, and that move is not going to work. Next, Questiony decides to use Rest again. And Questiony decides to use Rest again. And again? And that battle was quickly cut short with a critical hit. Azure wins by default by getting Scyther to the lowest health. But wait a moment. This isn't over for question mark yet. His helpful partner, Knowledge Guy, is here to clutch up the battle, but only has 2 turns to do so because of how unfair that would be. Knowledge Guy, in all of his knowledge, uses close combat. Scyther, using a Swords Dance. Who will win this exchange? Not even close. Knowledge Guy uses Iron Defense, while Scyther uses Agility. No retreat, as Scyther X-Scissors. This is going to be a slow battle. And now for an Iron Defense as Scyther Swords Dances, completely counteracting the Iron Defense. And then it goes for a close combat as Scyther goes for another X-Scissor. How much will this do? A little bit. Doesn't look like Knowledge Guy is going to be winning this one. Knowledge Guy decides to go for another close combat. This is going to be a close one. Knowledge Guy then decides to do a first impression. This is not the first turn, however, so this will not do anything, as Scyther X-Scissors, Knowledge Guy barely hanging on. Knowledge Guy desperately tries to use close combat. Who will win? Scyther's speed rose sharply. The close combat, but unfortunately it's not enough. Knowledge Guy goes for one more close combat, but Scyther uses Agility. There is a chance. And there it is, folks. Question mark, question mark, question mark is the winner. I don't think that counts, though. That required heavy assistance, and even then it barely won. Still giving this win to Azure for actually legitimately almost winning. Also, every move is from a random number generator, and it chose close combat more than half the time. That was insane.
Pokemon do you have?
Oh, wait. Wait, what? I actually did. No way. That is. I coincidentally just unlocked the statistic thing to compare my Pokemon. So now we can see. Fantastic, pretty good, pretty good. Alright, I'm just gonna add these up for a score. Okay, so I have calculated their stats, setting a score of 1 for no good, 2 for decent, 3 for pretty good, 4 for very good, and 5 for fantastic. Given those scores, Blaine the Butterfly, well, let's start with Questiony, with a score of 16. Okay, but not that good. Next up, Orange with a score of 15. The lowest of all of them. Not that good. And then Azure with a whopping 19 points. But surprisingly enough, there is also Blaine with also 19 points. It is tied between Blaine and Azure. But Azure almost beat the Scyther, so they are the winner. The real challenge here is to win an online link battle with Teddiursa as the main attacker. Yes, that is correct. I have to beat legendaries, competitively viable teams with my goofy little bear friend. How am I going to do this? I don't even know, and I've already finished making this video. I started out with Teddiursa for obvious reasons, my playthrough team because those are really the only good Pokemon I have on this save, a Whimsicott for my main save for support, and Wo-Chien that I got from an event. Really, it's mostly support, and Lucario is just the agent of brute force if I really have to. We both have the default trainer card, so I am somewhat confident. Amoonguss and Dragapult. Teddiursa and Whimsicott enter the field. Alright, first I protect. See what they're gonna throw at me. And I'm gonna use Charm on Dragapult, so it can't do as much damage to Teddiursa, assuming it attacks next turn. Charm. Okay, what is Dragapult going to use? Phantom Force. Oh, wait, this is actually really bad for Teddiursa. Toxic. That does work on grass types. And Moonblast Dragapult, assuming I live, which I do. And that does an astonishing amount of damage, while Azure uses Swords Dance, powering up. And Amoonguss Pollen Puffs, doing not much damage in the process. So I'm going to Swords Dance again. Moonblast the Dragapult. I'm predicting the switch, but I assume that it wouldn't matter that much, because I can just use Endeavor if things get really bad. Amoonguss protects. Good thing I wasn't going to attack it anyway. If Dragapult Phantom Forces, that would be really good, but it didn't. Dragon Darts, but I used Charm. Okay, that really came in handy. I probably would have died. Moonblast, and Dragapult is down. That is one huge threat eliminated. Swords Dance. And next is him. Interesting name to say the least, but also that is actually a huge threat, and it's also not a him. So I'm going to use Protect and switch into Wochi. And no, that won't work because it's a flying type. So I'm gonna go with Lucario. Come back. Alright. Go get him. And Flamethrower, surprisingly predicting the switch. And Burning. And Amoonguss goes for Pollen Puff, but I protected. They don't see Teddiursa as serious of a threat as it is, so I think I'll unleash the power of it and see what Wo-Chien's speed is. 90, 104. So if this isn't faster than Salamence, neither will Wo-Chien. So I'm going to... Oh, it used Zen Headbutt. That was a crit. Okay, that's unfortunate. Now, Azure can unleash its full power. Play rough. Kaboom! That is so hilarious to watch. Alright, what is Amoonguss gonna do? Toxic. That is actually really bad. Badly poisoned. Azure's time is heavily limited now. If it gets hit one more time, it is likely that it will fall. But that is why I'm sending in Wo-Chien. Oh no. Okay, so this isn't going to work. Attack is lowered, I guess. If it's using Fire Fang, I guess that's helpful, but it's not gonna use Fire Fang. I'm gonna Protect and Pollen Puff. I'm pretty sure Protect only protects against the opponent's moves. So I can Pollen Puff it still. Hyper Voice. And that's still gonna hit Wo-Chien. They're finally starting to consider Azure as an actual threat. No! I didn't think it would do that! And it also Pollen Puffs. And that is quad super effective. So now I'm just doomed. I'm pretty sure Pyroar is just faster than Wo-Chien. Wo-Chien literally went last. Yeah. Wait. Hold on. Am I faster than Amoonguss? I might still be able to get something done here. Slash? Okay! Yeah, Azure is going to die here, but that was very good. Very good first battle. Okay. So I think the main thing of importance here, Teddiursa needs a way to heal, because it is not gonna live that many attacks. This strategy mainly relies upon the opponent underestimating it and keeping it alive, so that they think that I can't do as much damage as I would otherwise be able to, but then it quickly spirals out of hand. I did win, but at the cost of Azure. In the next battle, I swapped out Faragiraffe for Sylveon, because Faragiraffe mainly baton pass nasty plot, and there are no other special attackers on the entire team. Sylveon uses Misty Terrain to weaken dragon types, and Charm to weaken physical attackers in general. An opponent has been found. Oh, it's the same person! Yeah. Okay, they chose all the Pokemon this time. So, this is the situation. Yeah, I know my Wonder Trait is ready. Amoonguss and Pyroar. Alright, Hyper Voice is gonna do a lot of damage, I'm pretty sure. Wait, no, I'm 3 levels lower because it doesn't up them to level 50. Does it? I'm not sure if it does. Okay, Toxic. Yeah, that is gonna be a bit unfortunate, but I think it should be fine. Yeah, I don't like the way that Pyroar is staring at Azure. I think Azure is going to just die this turn, assuming that it uses Flamethrower. Crunch! Oh no! Okay, I should have used Charm. They know! That's the huge problem with this strategy. Once they know, there isn't much I can do to stop them. They withdrew! Interesting. This is not going to go any better for them, though. Oh, wait? They know! Okay. So this is actually interesting, because I'm only +1 attack now. Will that still be enough? Amoonguss is protected. But that's not going to do anything. Wouldn't have mattered anyway. Super Fang. If I can just do half. And I'm terastallized. And there we go! That is insane. Teddiursa is consistently taking out just the most powerful non-legendaries. If they Dragon Darts, that wouldn't be good, but I would live at the very least. Yeah, Dragon Rush, that's actually... Oh, wait, that's so much worse. Oh, no, I didn't think that they would account for anyone but Teddiursa being attacked. Amoonguss is gonna Toxic, right? Okay, that's almost a one-shot. And it Toxics, yeah. That's unfortunate. So I'm gonna bring in Wo-Chien. I know it's quad weak to Pollen Puff, but I just have to. I Swords Dance and Pollen Puff. I'm not gonna protect. I'm not gonna do the same thing I did last time. I should be fine if it Dragon Darts is... And they're probably gonna target Wo-Chien because it looks like it's a much bigger threat. But secretly it isn't. Okay, this is why I Pollen Puffed. Swords Dance. I'm +3 now. And Pollen Puff. '91 again. And they also did the same. I'm gonna Pollen Puff again. But I think I'm just doomed now, because I didn't think through what Dragon Ball would do after that. They withdrew! Yes! That is quite possibly the best case scenario. Even if I'm not very effective, I'm gonna do more than I would with a neutral slash. Heal again. And back to full. And that's a Pollen Puff, that does a lot. Hyper Voice. That did a lot more. I would have been able to Pollen Puff. Huge blunder on my part. But I Ruinationed and Slash. Pyroar Faints. Okay. And now they're probably going to send in Dragapult, which would be just the worst possible scenario here. I might die to Toxic here, though. I might have to switch. How much does Toxic do? Okay, I barely live. Amoonguss protected. Charm, that's actually... Wait, I didn't realize. I wasn't paying attention. That's actually much better than Charming Dragapult. Amoonguss can't protect twice, so Psychic and Moonblast. Yeah, Dig? Very surprising. I can just predict that and switch now. And Amoonguss is down. Just completely incapacitate both of them by using Charm. And try to set up a light screen. And that might make me go first. So if I hit the Misty Terrain, yeah, Fire Fang. If I get burned, that'd be bad. Alright, Misty Terrain. There we go. Now Dragon types just do less damage. I should have just used Endeavor on Garchomp. I would have gone first. I would have had a high chance of just killing it outright. Alright, Endeavor. It used Dig. Expected, but not something I can really prevent. Which is probably the most annoying part about all this. I cannot really stop it without risking Azure at this point. And it crit Korokoro. I'm doomed anyway, so I might as well close combat. Yep, so I'm just doomed. I live somehow in close combat. And it lives? That's insane. Yeah, I'm just doomed. Oh, wait. Hold on. That's interesting. Endeavor. Oh, wait, it goes first? Did Tailwind end? What happened? Yeah, this is not a good position to be in. Now I have to send out Azure. I'd probably lose. Tailwind goes away. Tailwind, do I go faster? I do, okay. Garchomp is down. Now who does Sandaconda choose to attack? It all comes down to this. Both of them. I forgot that was a possibility. That's unfortunate. And with constant speed loss, I don't think Tailwind is going to be enough anymore. Yeah, and Dragapult, I just lose. Yeah, I'm just doomed. I got a lot closer that time, though. Oh, wait, it's a single battle? What do I do in this situation? This is quite the scenario. This could just be the thumbnail. Like, what? How do I counter this? My entire strategy revolved around it being a double battle. I'm gonna protect to see what they're throwing at me. They fear it, of course. Oh no, okay, this is so much worse. What do I do? I guess I switch into this? Okay, I don't think they know how reversal works. This is great. They don't know how Pokemon works. I have an advantage. Charm. Hopefully they use Blaze Kick and I live. Very unlikely, but possible. Flare Blitz. I am not living that. Now, based on their prior knowledge, they're going to use Reversal. Meaning I can set up. Yes! Okay, they did it. That's still terrifyingly powerful, seeing how they've taken a very small amount of damage. I didn't set up Tailwind, so they're just going to be faster at all times. But I go for another Swords Dance, I think. They went for Flare Blitz. That's not good. I think I'm just doomed. I thought it was gonna be a double battle. That's unfortunate. Rank Master and Rank Master. Oh no. I think this is not a good position to be in. I think Darkrai is currently the biggest obvious threat, so Charm. It doesn't- why did I do that? I forgot that's a thing. Dark Void. Oh, it hits them both. Just spam Tailwind, I guess. I don't know how this is gonna go. Oh no, not the Rank Master. Oh, okay. I think I'm just doomed. This is just not going to work. Yes. Okay, Swords Dance. I'm desperately trying to make this work. Please wake up. Interesting. Yeah, that's a position to be in. This isn't going to work at all. I'll try to Tailwind. Okay, I wake up. Tailwind. No, they went first. Oh, that does so much. Okay. Special attack fell. Good thing that doesn't matter. Okay. Okay. Was that Focus Sash? That was Focus Sash. Precipice Blades. Yeah, I'm just done for. Oh, okay. That was surprisingly good, though. Yeah, there's no way I'm winning this. I might as well just forfeit. In the next battle, I swapped out Lucario for Chimecho, or as I called it when I was 7, Chimicho, because it can learn Ally Switch, Healing Wish, and Heal Pulse. Keyword can. Getting Ally Switch would be a huge pain, so I decided to just not. But even still, it is a huge help for just healing Azure, and Healing Wish is also good for healing Toxic. I'll Charm Axinator. Metal Sound. Okay, that's not good. Special Defense, partially fell. And what is that item? Oh, that's the Throat Spray. Okay, that's not good. Tailwind. Okay, that is also not good. I'm not in the best position. Now they know I'm setting up. Overdrive. Does that hit everyone? Oh, it hits everyone. That's not good. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm just doomed. Instant loss. Oh. I'm doomed. Oh, no. Wait, I didn't realize that's a thing. Oh. Yeah, I just got obliterated. Oh no. Which one do I lower the attack of? Oh, never mind. I'm just gonna switch for now. Oh, should have predicted that. Okay, they don't know type matchups. That's good. Okay, I'm gonna use Charm on this. Focus Band. Yes. This is actually just the best case scenario. Now I can immediately set it to 1 health. I'm gonna keep Azure safe in the back of the party for now, because I don't trust it to not. Actually, this is what I have Palmot for. Take the gamble. No! What do you mean? Wait, hold on. What? Wait. How did it overwrite Prankster? That makes no sense. I'm so confused. It's not a dark type, so how did... It's not a dark type and it's not Prankster. How did it do that? How does that work? I would have had a straight shot to immediately beating Zacian, but I can't now because whatever that was. Best case scenario, I use a not very effective move. Oh, there goes Chimecho. Oh, okay, Healing Wish. Alright, Spectrier, very good to be against, because that means I'm currently safe from any ghost moves on Teddiursa. Iron Hands, that is terrifying. Azure may not have won, but let's be real, she was fighting an impossible battle. Let's compare these base stat totals real quick. Does this look possible to you? Winning is possible, but I'm not good enough at competitive to do that. And also, the video ends in 10, 9, just kidding, it ends now.